Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. All right, happy race day, everyone. The NASCAR Cup Series, Dollar Tree 301 today at New Hampshire, and then almost the same time. I think we got a 90-minute overlap. We have the Freedom 250 there at Washington, D.C. for the IndyCar Series. Obviously, DVRs are going to be pretty busy today. I know I've seen a lot of people online talk about they're going to DVR the Cup race and watch the IndyCar race and vice versa. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the ratings of these two events come out to be. I'm going to go with a prediction here and say that IndyCar will actually beat NASCAR this weekend because of the uniqueness of the Freedom 250. But that's fine. You know what? Cup race will be, I think it's going to be a pretty good race. We got 318.458 miles around New Hampshire Motor Speedway, 301 laps. This is actually the 55th NASCAR Cup Series race at New Hampshire. This is race 25 of the 2026 season. So we have 2 races left until the chase begins. On the pick so far this year, including the All-Star race and the Clash, I am 15-11. So we got 3 stages, 70, 115, and 116. 8 sets of Goodyear Racing Eagles. It will be the same tire code they ran at Richmond last week. Now, if you look at New Hampshire, the last of 4 races, those are the Gen 7 era, all 4 winners started in the top 5. Now, if you look at the top 5 of today's race, Tyler Reddick, Josh Berry, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, and Shane Van Gisbergen. Now, 2 of the last 4 winners started second. That's Josh Berry. Possibility there. Now, the last 20 races at New Hampshire, only 2 have been won by Chevrolet, 7 by Toyota. 7 by Ford, and 11 by Toyota. So, Toyota's won the majority of the races. 11 of 20 races, the last 20 races at New Hampshire. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk about caution flags here recently and stage breaks, and some people don't like them and all this. And so I did a little math here. Now, at New Hampshire, since the track opened in 1993, that was the Gen 4 era. So during the Gen 4 car through 2006, there was an average of 8 caution flags per race. During the Gen 5 era, which is the COT, 2007-2012, there was an average of 6.8 cautions per race. During the Gen 6 era, 2013 through 2021, at New Hampshire, there was an average of 8.2 cautions per race. Since we've been with the Gen 7 car, there's been an average of 9.75 cautions per race. So if you actually take away the 2 stage breaks, there's been 7.75 cautions per race on average. That is actually the second lowest behind the Gen 5 car. So the point of this is there have been times over the years where this track has been hard to drive, and we're getting back there because the concrete's getting wore out. So I think having the stage breaks changes the strategy, because we have the 70 lap run to start. Then you know you're going to have that caution. You can pit strategy against that. 115 and 116 are the second and third stages. You know you're at some point you're going to have a pit stop during those stages as well. I think it changes the strategy when we have more cautions, because what we saw at Richmond, we saw a lot of long green flag runs. We don't necessarily get those here. So you're going to want tires that this track is wearing out, like we've seen it was. And we saw speeds change from practice to qualifying. And we saw that this track got faster as qualifying went on. So I think this could be a really fun race. It's going to be a lot of these cars with the higher horsepower. We noticed that in qualifying and practice, that we saw some people have some issues. We saw Daniel Suarez do a 4-wheel slide coming off the corner. He's dang lucky they weren't replacing that car. So with the higher horsepower, the lower downforce, we haven't seen that in New Hampshire in a while. I think it could be a fun race. Now, if you look at the last 4 races in New Hampshire, Josh Berry average finished at 2.5. Yeah, it's only 2 races. Small sample size for him. Kyle Larson 7.0. Chase Briscoe 9.25, Chase Elliott 9.25, Christopher Bell 9.25 and 2 wins. Denny Hamlin 12.25, Ross Chastain 12.5, Tyler Reddick 13.5, Chris Buescher 13.75, and Carson Hocevar 14.0. During those same 4 races, average running position. Now, this is a stat that I actually look at a lot more than I do average finish, because finish can be manipulated due to a big crash and you gain a bunch of spots, or you get crashed out early. So Joey Logano, average running position 7.02, Kyle Larson 7.33, Christopher Bell 7.55, Josh Berry 7.70, Ryan Blaney 8.21, Denny Hamlin 9.23, Chase Elliott 10.51, William Byron 11.29, Tyler Reddick 13.09. Now, if you look at just the last 2 races, Josh Berry, average finish 2.5, Christopher Bell 3.5 and a win, Kyle Larson 5.5, Chase Briscoe 6.0, Ross Chastain 9.5, Chase Elliott 11.5, Chris Buescher 11.5, Michael McDowell 11.5, Ryan Preece 12.5, and Ryan Blaney 13.0. Now, if you look at those 2 races, just the average running position, Ryan Blaney 4.69, Christopher Bell 6.85, Kyle Larson 7.37, Josh Berry 7.7, Joey Logano 8.43, Denny Hamlin 9.15, Chase Elliott 10.51, William Byron 10.56, and Tyler Reddick 10.72. Now, one stat that I've added here is I look back at all the short track package races, not the road courses, just the tracks under 1.5 miles that they've used the 750 horsepower in the low downforce. So talking about like Nashville, Martinsville, Bristol, Iowa, and Richmond, those races. Ryan Blaney has an average finish of 5.62 and 2 wins. Ty Gibbs 6.62 and a win. Denny Hamlin 7.37 and a win. Tyler Reddick 10.0 and a win. Kyle Larson 11.62. Chase Briscoe 12.0. Christopher Bell 13.12. Joey Logano 13.25 and 2 wins. Brad Keselowski 14.37. And this is the one that surprised me a little bit. Shane Van Gisbergen 14.62. So, in the 5 races, so is it 5 or 6 races we've had with the short track package on ovals, Shane Van Gisbergen is one of the top 10 drivers in that. And he qualified 5th at New Hampshire. I think Shane could have a really good run today. Alright, as we look at points, we've had 11 different winners to this point in the season, 10 that'll be in the chase. We have 7 chase positions that have already been locked up. That is Denny Hamlin with 4 wins, Ryan Blaney with 2 wins, Ty Gibbs with 2 wins, Tyler Reddick with 5 wins, Chase Briscoe with a win, Chase Elliott with 2 wins, and Christopher Bell. Now, they have already clinched the spot in the 16 field chase. I know there's been a lot of talk also of, do we need 16 in the chase? Should we go 10? Should we go 12? Well, here's the way I look at it. If you look at just 10, you got 4 Hendrick cars. You got 4 Gibbs cars. That's 8. You have 3 Penske cars. That's 11. You have, we're gonna go with put 23-11 in there because I think with Heim next year, a lot of people think he can make the chase. I don't personally. I don't like Heim. But that's, let's put my bias aside. So that's what? 11, so that's 3 teams, and then add those 3 is 14. So now if you just did top 10, you basically getting rid of everybody else. Spire really doesn't have really a shot. RFK, borderline shot. So don't you want to have more inclusive teams in the playoffs? And I know a lot of people have said they've read all these AI models and nobody below 6th in points can win the championship. Yeah, I think somebody that's going to be, 10th through 16th could get hot. I know it happened only once. But you don't have to win. You can get a lot of second place finishes, get a lot of stage points, and people can have trouble, and you can make the playoffs, make chase. I'm going to do some own little mathematician and some stuff I know of, and see if we can do a preview for the chase this year and kind of see if we can predict 10 races before the winner who's going to be champion, and if they can clinch it with one race left. I think they can. All right, so right now, trying to clinch a spot in the chase. Now remember, once we leave New Hampshire, 76 points is kind of the cutoff. So the most points you can earn in a weekend is 76. 55 for the win, 10 for stage 1, 10 for stage 2, 1 for the Xfinity fastest lap. So anybody that is 76 points or more to the good leaving New Hampshire will clinch a spot in the chase. If you are negative 76 points or more, you will be eliminated from a possibility of being in the chase. There is no more winning in. We don't have the Harrison Burton spot anymore. We don't have that. So, is that good or bad? Some people think it's good. Some people think it's bad. Some people are in the middle. We'll have to see. But right now, Kyle Larson, plus 143. There was a guy online, I don't remember what his name was. He put together a scenario that Kyle Larson could miss the chase. I actually liked it. I should have wrote it down. I'm not a Kyle Larson fan. And if you've watched these videos, you know this. And I thought that was the greatest thing ever. But, I highly doubt it. But, you can always hope. It was going to take a lot of people doing a lot of stuff they haven't done all year in order for that to happen. So, yeah, it's not going to happen. I know that. He's making the chase. Joey Logano, 3-time champion. 2 wins, plus 142. It is an even year. 4 for the haters. I love the hashtag. All right, Chris Buescher, plus 136. Carson Hocevar with that win, plus 128. William Byron, plus 113. Daniel Suarez with a win, plus 101. Honestly, 100 points at this point with 2 races left. They'd have to lose 50 points a race to not be in the chase. Doubt it. I think we're going to get 2 Spire cars in the chase this year. I think that's going to be pretty neat for the sport. So I think that having the 16 gets us the 2 Spire cars, will get us the Trackhouse hopefully, get the big boys as well, get an RFK, so we have that diversity of teams in there. But Wallace, plus 70, sitting in 14th. He just needs to gain 6 points and get some cut line to lock in before Daytona. He's okay at this track. So it's going to be a tall order for them. Maybe some stage points, maybe some strategy to get there. We'll see what happens. Austin Cindric, plus 57. He could go either way. If he has trouble, he could really lose a lot to the cut line. If he has a great day, he could gain a bunch. And then 16th points with 2 wins, Shane Van Gisbergen, plus 50. My gut tells me those are our 16 racing for a championship this year. But there's always that outside possibility of Shane and or Austin losing their spot to either Ryan Preece or Ross Chastain. We'll see. I think there's going to be an uphill battle for some of those teams around the cut line to different strategy, trying to get points to see what they can do. Ryan Preece minus 50, Ross Chastain minus 63, Brad Keselowski minus 78, Eric Jones minus 81, Michael McDowell minus 104, AJ Allmendinger minus 125, and Todd Gilliland minus 139. More than likely, none of them are making it. So, but the 16 we have now, once the chase resets Labor Day weekend at Darlington, if we keep the same order we have now, Denny Hamlin will start with 2,100 points, and Shane Van Gisbergen will start with 2,000 points. So there will be a 100-point difference between the top 16. Now, if you look at past years, they always had one base number, I think it was 2,000, and then they added your playoff points, 5 points for a win, 1 point for a stage win. And so everybody was closer together. I think with the gap that we have now, a 25-point gap for Denny Hamlin, if he ends up number 1 seed over number 2 seed, I think we can get to where we crown a champion at Martinsville, not at Homestead, a week early. I think it'll happen in the O'Reilly Series and the Cup Series this year. When I did my bold predictions at the beginning of the year, I had 2 bold predictions. One, The driver with the most wins would not be champion. Right now, Tyler Reddick is sitting 4th. That whoever the champion was would be a first-time champion. Currently, Denny Hamlin is leading the points. Now, if you look at the top 7 in my prediction of the first-time champion, Denny Hamlin, Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, and Christopher Bell. So, yeah, kind of falls in there. No, I didn't pick Joey to win his 4th straight. I actually did. I don't think I picked Joey. Did I pick Joey to even make the chase this year? I can't even remember that. I did a preseason preview. And I did the picks there for the playoffs, chase. Sorry, I said playoffs for so long. I'm used to saying playoffs. Let's see. Here we go, Cup preview. So the 16 that I predicted to make the chase this year was Larson, Elliott, Byron, Bowman, Cindric, Blaney, Logano, Bell, Hamlin, who was my champion, Briscoe, Ty Gibbs, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Chris Buescher, Ross Chastain, and Kyle Busch. So yeah, I mean, looks like what, 13? So not too bad, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I guess I got a lot of them there. The usual suspects, though. NASCAR Fantasy Live. I'm picking Josh Berry this week. Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Shane Van Gisbergen, and William Byron in the garage. Hamlin, Reddick, Bell, a few other ones I've already used all my starts for, so I had to kind of go down a little bit. The head-to-heads, Blaney over Logano, Hamlin over Bell, Briscoe over Berry, which I'm rethinking. I'm going to leave it. By saying that, the next pick won't make any sense, but you know, it is what it is. SVG over Priest. Maybe I'll go back and change that. Do Berry over Briscoe. I'll go back and change that here in just a second. All right, the 4 picks to win the Dollar General Dollar Tree 301. Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Josh Berry. We know Toyota and Ford are great here. Chevrolet is not. There's no reason to pick up Chevrolet here. It's not because Toyota won the lawsuit. It's not because it's the Toyota Racing Series. It's not because NASCAR plays favoritism toward Toyota. It's because Toyota does well at this track for the last 20 years. They've won 11 races. And so there's not a 20-year conspiracy of Toyota getting all this favors from NASCAR when they've only won the most races twice in the last 25 years, and Chevrolet's done it 17 times. But you know, we got all the tinfoil hats out there in social media land. But anyway, I digress. Dollar Tree 301, NASCAR Cup Series, New Hampshire, 4 picks, Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Josh Berry. Next week is the Daytona. There will be press conference more than likely. I'm guessing I'm going to do a prediction on this too. And next Saturday to announce Dodge returning to Cup with Colic Racing. I'm going to do a video about Colic Racing's Truck Series team and talk a little bit more about that prediction there. So it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader, sports content.